You never know when you're going through something at that moment that it can inspire so many people when you actually get up from that and actually make it somewhere and you start speaking about it, like yourself, you start speaking about your story, it's gonna be a lot of people that relate to it, and you don't even notice that you're really motivating people.
Yo, 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 welcome to another episode of Attractive Mindset, and today's guest came from out of town. First stop off the plane. We're talking about exceptional quality individuals only. This is the only energy we accepting going into 2024. This man is a legend in his industry. He's been on stages. He's talked to people, provided value, also provided laughs. I'm going to let him tell you a little bit more about himself. They call him Mr. Teacup, a.k.a. Lisaldo. How you doing, man?
Man, I'm great, man. First and foremost, thank you for having me on your platform, man.
Absolutely.
I'm grateful. I appreciate it. And yeah, man, my name is Lisaldo Tavarez. They call me Mr. Teacup. Reason they call me Mr. Teacup is because I'm in the trading space, and I came up with a strategy while I was sleeping on my aunt's couch for a couple of years. And that strategy took me from being on the couch to where I'm at today. And you're hearing my story, but the strategy was called the Teacup strategy, and that just I feel like that name just propelled me. There's only one Mr. Teacup, so It's like when hey, do you know Mr. Teacup? If you know me, you know there's only one Mr. Teacup. So that name kind of just stood with me and stuff like that.
That's good. That's good. So where you from, man?
Well, I'm from Brooklyn, New York.
Yeah,
I'm from New York. I'm from Brooklyn, New York. Currently, right now, I live in Jersey. I'm 43 years old, and yeah, man, I'm just living my life right now.
Most definitely. So what would you say is your main category of business at this moment?
I would say my main category of business is probably the motivational speaking and the trading, that I do right now. That's my main source of business. I do have other businesses. I do have some trucks. I got restaurants. I got some cannabis farms. So I'm in a little bit of everything. So I would say I'm just like an overall, like yourself.
Facts.
Just a hustler,
Gotta be.
Just whatever makes sense and whatever makes some money, and if it feels right, then that's what I'm gonna do.
Nah, most def. So you came out here. We got to get into the conversation.
Yeah, no doubt.
Who is Mr. Teacup?
Wow, Mr. Teacup is a father of three. A man that stands on principles, code. A lot of people call me the OG because I carry myself, conduct myself a certain way. But I'm a person that just likes to have fun, man. I like to show love. I like to show support to people. I think I'm an overall good person, have no malice in my heart. And I'm just a guy from Brooklyn that had big dreams and, wanted to do something more than just the norm, where I grew up in Brooklyn, I looked up to all the hustlers, and there's some hustlers in my neighborhood that were big time, and people know them in New York. And, I was doing that, but I wanted to do something different. I always aspire to be something great. I used to always tell myself every day, yo, man, I'm going to be a millionaire. Nobody believed me, but I used to always tell myself this every day. I'm going to be a millionaire. I don't know how, but I'm definitely going to be a millionaire,
Facts. And so growing up, were you more into sports, or did you take a different type of route?
Sports was my thing. I feel like sports was like my getaway, and even to this day, it's still my getaway. Like I'm a sports fanatic. Like I'll sit down and watch games all day if I can, But yeah, that was like my thing. I think that was the thing me and my dad had that really connected us, was sports, watching sports, talking sports.
What's your favorite sport?
I would say my favorite sport is probably football.
Okay.
Football is my favorite sport, yeah. Used to be, my first love was baseball, then basketball, but football right now is my favorite
Giants?
sport. Yeah, of course I'm a Giants fan. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Of course I'm a Giants fan. Would it be no other way?
Okay, so you're a Knicks fan too?
Of course. Man. No. But one thing about Knicks fans, man, we loyal.
Most definitely.
Yo, we loyal. If they ever win a chip, I think the city's gonna go crazy.
Oh, absolutely.
Like I think it will be like none anybody has ever seen before if the Knicks was to win the chip. Like I think the whole city will come out. So yeah, definitely a Knicks fan.
So with you growing up, being in sports and everything, how did you consider yourself academically?
I think I was smarter than I let on. I think I could have even done better, but I think I just, like a lot of people from my neighborhood, just as long as I got my 65 to get by, I was good with that. But I knew I could have done more. But when you're growing up, you want to have fun. You don't want to be outside. So school was just, okay, I need to just make sure I pass, but it's not something that I'm going to put my time into.
Got you.
And
so in high school transitioning, did you go to college or you just took life?
Man, I went to college just to get one semester of the financial aid.
Absolutely.
The financial aid checks, man, they were like $3,000 or $4,000. So I went for one semester, got it. I went to Queensboro Community College.
Okay.
I got that one check and I never went back. Never went back.
And so how come you think you left college? You just wanted to pursue the real world, or you had nothing specific you wanted to study?
I had a job. And the one thing about New York City that I always say is different from all these other states is that even if you don't have a college degree, you can still find a good job in New York City where you get paid well.
Facts.
So at that time, it was like 98, I had a good job. 99, I had a great job. So at that time, it was paying me $20 an hour, in 1999.
Nah, facts. That's
so
rad.
it was like, man, should I go to school? I got this job paying me $20 an hour. I'm 19 years old. I said, I'm just going to and I think that happens to a lot of people in New York.
Absolutely.
Especially people in the hood. They'll try college, but they usually get a decent job and they just stick to working,
Absolutely. So what was the transition for you? Because you did mention you used to sleep on couches. And so you sleeping on couches and everything, having a good job, what happened in that time frame to where you ended up there?
Well, no, this is crazy. I'm 43 years old. The couch stuff was in 2014.
Yeah.
So I was basically 30-something years old. I was 30, 33, 34 years old with two kids. So how I got to that, I'm going to give you a story. So, I had that good job. And then, I was always hustling in the street, but I had that good job. And I was always the person that had money. So from, let's say, 2000 to 2013, I was making six figures at my job. Now imagine 2013, you're making six figures. That's a lot of money at that time.
Facts.
Right? Always had new cars. I remember taking out the new Range from the dealership in Manhattan. I went, let me get the Range right there on the floor, brand new. Let me get that. I was getting money and I was investing. So I had bought 3 houses in 2007. Then 6 months later, you already know what happened.
That crash.
I lost 2 of the houses.
Damn.
Was able to keep the one that my kids live in now in Long Island in New York. But then I was like, man, I invested. Okay, I lost. So I kept having the job. So in 2013, I was a subcontractor. So every 3 years, the company will have competition for the contract. So a company came in, won the contract, and they offered me $45,000 a year when I was making $120 for like 12, 13 years. I said, no, I can't take this job because my life is pertained to me making that money.
Yeah.
For so long that my life is already for that. They were like, take it or leave it. So I left it, and then I invested into a debt collection company. That went wrong. I was the first person to invest into hookah sticks, the pens.
Okay.
But I think I was a year or two too early on that. I was getting it patented from China. I must have spent like $100,000 on that.
Damn.
But I think I was 2 years too early on those pens. It was called Hookah Lou. Like, I feel like I was just a little bit early on that. So then when that stuff happened, I got into like network marketing, right? And I remember the mother of my kids had said, listen, man, you got to go get a job. I was like, yo, I don't want to get a job because look what happened. Because I was like, yo, I don't want nobody to control my life. I don't want my life to be in somebody else's hands ever again. So she was like, well, listen, if you don't get a job, then, I don't know if this is going to work because that stuff that you're doing isn't really bringing in any income. But, that stuff takes time.
Yeah.
So I said, I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. So I left, we separated. And then that's when things started going really downhill for me. Like, that's when I started really like having bad luck. And that's how I ended up on couches, on buses, like some days I slept outside. But this is for 3 years though.
Yeah.
For 3 years. Like I couldn't get nothing going for me. So imagine you being 33, 34 years old. You talk about midlife crisis. That's really midlife. Like I used to be like, yo, is this what they're talking about when they say midlife crisis? Because I think this is what I'm going through at the moment. So, you know, I used to cry every day. Because I used to ask myself, how did I go from here to here? Like I was a get money dude. Like I had money, I always had money, had stuff. And for me to be at the bottom, you know, I went into depression. You know, it was just like a lot of self-doubt and stuff like that. And
what's your family saying at this point?
You know how it is. They try to give you support verbally, but they can't support you any other way. You know? And I always say one thing about me, I don't want to put my problems on nobody because everybody got problems.
Facts.
You know, like I'm gonna come to you, tell you all my problems. You might have 100 problems that you just not saying nothing about, you know? So I'm not trying to add my problems to yours, you know? So I wouldn't really come to people like that because I didn't want to put my energy on them, you know, what I was going through. So, you know, of course, my mother, my father would always like send me some $50 here and there on Western Union, you know, so I could have some money to eat and stuff like that. But man, it was tough. It was tough. I ain't gonna lie. It was tough. Definitely tough.
So at one point, did you really start to change that level of luck where you're like, all right, I'm not here no more?
So my boy, Garrett Roberts, he introduced me to trading. Like he posted it, he actually posted it up on Facebook.
Which year was this?
This was like 2015.
Okay.
He posted it up and I said, you know me, I'm like, yo, what is that? Like,
yeah,
you know, hustlers will ask, what is that? You know, because maybe they might find a lane for themselves in that. And like, this is trading. And I said, man, that looks hard. He's like, well, you know, it is kind of hard, but you know, if you study it, maybe you can learn it. So I started studying it. Like that was my focal point for like a year or two, just studying. And I kind of got hip to it. I started learning. You know, the good thing about trading is that you can actually open up a fake account with fake money to practice. So while you're practicing, and then once you get comfortable, if you have some money, you can put it into an account and then start trading real money. So, you know, that's what I was doing. I was practicing, and then I finally got the hang of it. But even when I got the hang of it and I put real money up, I would lose it. Like for a year and a half, every time I would put like $200, $300, $400, lose it, you know? And at this point, I was borrowing money to put it in there so I can trade and things of that nature. So, you know, I was losing. And happened like March 2017, I finally had like a breakthrough where things started like, I started winning. Started getting some confidence. Because, you know, everything in life is about confidence.
Absolutely.
You know, once you, like I always tell people, the reason why things don't go well for you in life is because you hope things go well. You don't expect things to go well. Once you change that mind frame of like, you know what? I expect to win. I expect to get into this business and things go well. I expect to do this and it's going to go well. Correct. Now, I hope. We use that word hope and we expect the worst. Right or wrong? That's what we're taught.
Yep.
Where we from, you hope things go well, but you expect that's the mentality that they give you. Like, expect for the worst and hope for the best. Now, we got to expect for the best. Never even hope for it to go good. No, we expect it to go good. So once I started having that confidence, things just started changing for me.
And so where do you think you got that mental fortitude to, even after the losses that you took, keep going to take more losses? Because you said you was losing at first when you got in trading. Where did you develop that?
I think for me, it was more like sports. That's where sports helped me. I tell people all the time, I'm not going to sit up here and tell you, I read massive books, or I don't read books. If it's, I'll read books that I like 50 Cent, Hustle Hard. Yeah. Certain books that I like that I think pertains to me. I'm not going to tell you go read some personal development book because I don't do that. I'm not going to tell you something I don't do, but being young, watching Jordan, watching Derek Jeter, Kobe Bryant, like their mentality, they wanted to win at all costs. So I had that mental, like, yo, I'm going to win. I don't know how, but I'm going to win, you know? And plus having 2 kids at that time, that really was that propelled me to never quit and never stop, you know?
So at that point where you are down and you have these kids, what's going through your head as far as like what you want to provide for them on a certain type of level?
Man, it was tough, at that, because, I was backed up like 80 grand in child support because I couldn't afford to send any money. I didn't have no money, So as a man, and I don't know if you have kids, but
I don't have kids.
When you have kids, like that's something like as a man, you take pride, like you take care of your kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I couldn't at that time, not because I didn't want to, but I just couldn't. So I think that fueled me every day, no matter what I was going through, no matter the things that was happening to me, that just kept fueling me. Like, yo, I gotta do this not for me. I gotta do this for them, because it's not about me no more. I always say I always say this: if I was going through that and I have kids, I wouldn't be on this podcast today, because I don't think I would have had that extra motivation to get up. But because of my kids, I had that extra motivation, and that's why I'm sitting here today talking to you.
Absolutely. And so, what was your first big win in trading that made you say, "I could do this"?
I think I won a trade. I took a trade and I won like 2,000 or 3,000. It wasn't even a lot, but for me at that point in my life was like hitting the lotto. Like, wow, 2,000 or 3,000. From a person who went years without having nothing.
Yeah,
that could be $1 million to somebody else. That's how I saw it. Like, wow, 2,000 or 3,000, man, I could. And that was just like, okay, it's just go time. But even with that, I still was living. I remember I was living. When that breakthrough happened, I was living in Atlanta, in Union City. This dude that I met, doing stuff that I had to try to make some money, he let me sleep on his floor. You know what I'm saying? He lived with his family. He had like 3 or 4 kids, but he had like a back room. Let me sleep on the floor. So I was still sleeping on the floor, I still was going through it, so but it just gave me some confidence that I saw the light at the end of the tunnel.
And so how did you segue that into, this is what I'm going to label myself not as, but this is the route that I'm taking. I'm a hustler. I'm going to excel from that. Once you start winning in this category, what started happening to people like your ex? Do they notice this? And what's that situation look like?
Yeah. When you start making those payments, they notice like, yo, he's making these payments. He's making these backed up payments. But like, it was, at first it was about trying to prove her wrong. But once I got off that and I just started, I really started just trying to prove myself right. I started seeing the success. So after that, I really care, It was just more that my kids was I was able to provide and start sending money and stuff like that. And once like I said, once I saw that light, man, I just ran with it. I said, I'm gonna focus on this right now, because this looks like is gonna happen. So I just started just focusing on it.
Absolutely. And so what led you to public speaking or motivational speaking?
Well, so I partner up with a company that teaches you trading, and in that company, there's education for you to learn how to trade, but then you can also bring in people. It's called, it's network marketing, MLM, So I started reaching levels when I started bringing in people. So as I reaching levels, they had me talk more on stage. And then I started realizing when I talk on stage, people just gravitated to what I was saying because I was so raw and real with it, I wasn't like buttoned down and I wasn't like robotic. I was myself, and I wasn't a typical person on stage with the suit.
Yeah.
I was just dressed like if I'm in Brooklyn in the corner, respectable, but I wasn't like, like how you are now, like that, chill, you know what I'm saying? And people related to that. You know what I'm saying? People was like, yo, I could relate to him because he's just like me, and then I started speaking, and then on stage, I was saying my story about me being on the couch, the hardships that I had, and you'd be surprised, you never know when you're going through something at that moment that it can inspire so many people when you actually get up from that and actually make it somewhere and you start speaking about it, like yourself, you start speaking about your story, it's gonna be a lot of people that relate to it, and you don't even notice that you're really motivating people because there's people right now going through what you went through, and I started realizing that. So it was just like, man, the more I spoke, I feel like I was really like touching people, you know?
Absolutely. So what was it like, you getting into these spots where you being on stage, and do you still have the mind frame of where you kind of feel like, hey, I'm just like y'all in the audience, but you now have people come up to you after and like, yo, what's some advice? What's this? What's that?
Yeah, I get that all the time. And I'm one person that I'll answer every DM because I know there's somebody that probably is going through something, and just you answering their DM, which they probably think he ain't never gonna answer my DM, he never gonna answer my question. You know, whether it's on DM or after I speak, you know, you just don't know what that could do for a person. Because I was there, you know, when I needed somebody to talk to, and sometimes you have nobody to talk to because you're either embarrassed, you're ashamed, you're depressed. So I really do try to talk to everybody that asks me or DMs me, because you just don't know, man. I get, man, my DMs, I be getting some messages, man, that you be like, damn, you just wish you can help everybody, you know, because you get those messages and you know how it is because you was once there.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember, man, I used to, when I ain't have nowhere to sleep and maybe I have $15, $20, you know, I will go take a bus from Orlando, because a lot of times I was staying in Orlando. I would take a bus from Orlando to Houston, and I would look for the longest bus so I could have somewhere to sleep for a couple of days.
Damn.
You know, I remember I used to take those buses frequently from Orlando to Memphis, Orlando to Houston, but I knew I would secure myself at night somewhere where I can go to sleep. You know, even though it was uncomfortable because, you know, you like this on the seat.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, you know, when you try to sleep on a plane, it's like your neck, you know, you know, you like stand up, but that was my bed. You know, and that was my place where I wasn't outside and I was warm. I had like that for me, that was I had warmth and I had a bed, which was that seat, whatever seat. And sometimes the people sitting next to me, man, were some crazy folks, but you know, it is what it is, you know?
So how do you feel like you transitioned mindset wise from having the 6-figure job, and you said, oh, we had the cars, we had this, we had that. Then you hit that period of life where things weren't going right. Now you get back into a period of really starting to make some money. What changed?
As far from mine?
As far as from like, do you feel like you still went and got the cars again, or did
No, I mean,
keep?
You know, I tell this to a lot of people. Money doesn't make you happy. But if you use your money right, it can bring you peace. You know? And I think me being in the position that I was in really, because I think sometimes when we grow up, we don't respect money. We get money, we go waste it, we want to look fly, we want to go, you know, where we grew up, you know how that is.
Big fact, especially New York.
You know, like, I don't know if it's just like really in New York, it's a different mindset when you getting money. You just want to show off. You want to, but I didn't get the cars. I just finally got a car 2 years ago. After I built my house in New Jersey, I really was into like, yo, because, you know, I always say, you don't know how long this is going to last. So you better be prepared. So what I would do, I would just like save, invest. You know, I had a system that I lived off, like, you know, I have like a 4-step strategy, like of how every time I would get money, how I would live my life. You know, I would live way below my means, you know, so I don't have to catch up to my means.
Facts.
Because a lot of people be living way above their means and they always catching up, have to live to catch up to their means, you know? So I would live way below it. Like I you know, people used to get on me because I used to be like, yo, I go to H&M and buy $107 t-shirts, black t-shirts.
Yep.
I'm surprised I'm not wearing black. I actually dressed up a little bit to come here. You know what I'm saying? I got the blue shirt on with some sneakers, but let me tell you something. I would have worn another black. They would be like, man, there goes Lou again with the black tee. $7 from H&M. Because how I grew up, and these kids, you know, I was around a lot of young kids making a lot of money. They had the Dior, they had they had all those high-end stores. And I said, the way I grew up, you made the clothes, man.
Facts.
Clothes ain't never make you.
Facts.
Because I used to tell him, man, I know that shit is from Gucci, but that looks crazy. I would never wear that. I'd never wear that. Because where we from, your sneakers had to be right.
Yeah, your kick game
had
was
to
the
be
only
right.
non-negotiable.
Like, you'll put everything else together. But your sneaker game had to be right.
Yeah.
But this designer stuff, it's this new generation. But me, I was like, yo, my jeans, $6, $7 t-shirt from H&M, and my sneakers crisp. I have a little watch, little jewelry. I'm good to go. So that helped me because I wasn't spending my money on stuff that I didn't need to. Like I can't see myself spending $700 on a shirt. I will have to wear that shirt 700 times.
Facts.
Like I swear to God.
Facts.
Like I have 4 shirts that I've spent some money on. And it was because of occasions. And I didn't even want to do it. But the people was like, yo, come on, gift yourself something. Man, I tell you, I look at my wardrobe, I still then why the hell did I spend so much money on this shirt? Because one thing about buying designer, you can't be wearing that all the time, the same stuff, because people watch, people see you.
Absolutely.
Okay, you took a picture in it. The next time you wear it, you're going to take a picture and post it. They'll be like, man, that's the only one you got. Is that the only shirt you got from that brand? That's why I buy $7 t-shirts, black, because you can't tell the difference.
Yeah.
So it could be, is either he's wearing the same one over and over again, or he got a few.
Yeah.
And most likely you're going to be like, he got a few.
You got a few. Yeah. It's a black t-shirt.
It's a black t-shirt.
It wasn't until I really started interacting with social media where my ex and everything, it was like, you got to upgrade your wardrobe. And I'm like, you open my drawers, black tee, white tee. Like even now, this is my brand.
Like
everything is I wear my brand. It's my boy brand.
To me, right now, you're dressed fly.
Yeah.
But that's how we grew up, though.
Facts.
To another person, they might be like basic.
It's regular. Yeah.
But for me, it's fly because I'm like, yo, you make the clothes.
Facts. I'm on it right now.
Your
like
confidence, your swag makes the clothes. The clothes don't make you. That's why you see these people running around looking crazy with these designer stuff on, because they think it looks cool because they paid a lot for it. But to me, the shit looks corny.
Nah, facts. And you know what I said? That was always, other people never really understood it like that. But I said I used to want my kids to grow up in New York, because New York breeds you a different type of way.
Yeah,
I don't know about now, because the state of New York now it's
a little different than what we.
Yeah, it's a little different, but I had always wanted to, when I got kids, I want them to go to public school in New York, because they're going to learn a lot of stuff in public school. You're going to
learn a lot. It's like that diversity. It's just New York is a different thing, man. Like New York, what was realized when I got to Florida, this is where you're going to agree with me with this. When you live in New York, there's a corner store in every block.
Every block.
But you be damned if you ain't going fresh to that corner store.
Absolutely.
Even if you just woke up, you're going to put something together just to go to that corner store. It might be some sweatsuit, but it's going to be official.
Because you're going to see everybody there.
Here, when I started seeing people go to the mall in like shorts and it's like some slippers and basketball shorts, I used to be like, this, because New York, you always got to be on your P's and Q's.
Yeah.
You always feel like I got to be on my P's and Q's.
Yeah. It wasn't until I got here where I lost touch with that. Like now
you just don't care.
Yeah. I go to the mall and I'm throwing shorts
You're just fitting with everybody else.
Crocs, all of that.
But you're not doing that. Mm-hmm. How we grew up in New York, you're not doing that.
Nah, you can't. Because they're going to rank you. They're going to come after you.
So even to go to the corner store, even if you was just going to buy milk, you was like, let me just make sure I look decent going to buy milk. You know what I'm saying? So New York is a different. We raised different in New York, and I'm glad I was raised in New York. Because I can call bullshit when I see it.
Nah, facts.
You can't hustle a hustler.
And so, do you feel like if you grew up maybe in Atlanta or anywhere else, you would be the same person you are today?
No. No way. We different, man.
Nah, facts.
We set the trend. New York sets the trend. No matter what people say, New York sets the trend. That's where hip hop was born.
Big facts.
Yeah, it might be down south now or whatever, but hip hop was always born in New York. We set the trends. We made stuff cool. Throwback jerseys. That was Hove. We make stuff. Then Hove went from throwbacks to the button up. Now everybody's wearing that's we make trends, you know? So I wouldn't want to be the vibe. Plus, I always say when I move to these places, the one thing that I do love about New York, that on a summer day, you ain't got to drive nowhere to see women. You can just go in front of your house and
you got the porch.
You got the porch. Mm-hmm. So you stay with your boys, you'll see enough women coming up and down the block. Everywhere else, you got to go to the mall. Mm-hmm. You can't just stand outside because most of these places is either homes or apartments, you know, and nobody's staying outside their apartment chilling.
You got to drive to, and in New York we ain't have cars.
Nah.
You know what I'm saying? We did, but you ain't really need them like that.
Not. And I always say there's nowhere. And listen, I've traveled to over 25 countries. I've traveled to over 40 states. There's no place like New York in the summertime. Mm-hmm. That's the one thing I always say. You can go anywhere. You can be in Miami. You can be New York in the summertime is a different vibe, man. It's just different, you know. So I'm glad I'm from New York because it also makes you so aware about things, you know. Mm-hmm. Now don't get me wrong. When I got to Atlanta, I thought they were slow, but they act slow, but they a lot slow.
They be moving.
They be moving.
Yeah.
They try to okadoke you with that slow stuff, but they witty with it, you know.
So now, what do you think the difference is in community from New York to Atlanta? Because Atlanta right now, especially for the minorities, that's like the Mecca.
The Mecca, yeah.
You know,
I think the difference is, and I say this all the time. In New York, a person has an idea and won't tell you the idea. They'll hold it in their pocket because they're scared of giving you the idea. But the one thing I learned about being in Atlanta is that everybody's open to telling you the sauce, you know, how to do it, what they got going on. I feel like in New York, we have that mentality that, we ain't trying to, because he might try to, you know, get one up on me or something like that. And that's the one thing I appreciate about Atlanta, that everybody there, man, they were trying to give you the sauce.
And so what do you think makes it that way in that community? What's the difference?
As far as in Atlanta?
Yeah, like what makes people want to be open with you?
Because Atlanta is such a minority-driven state. It's a lot of minorities, a lot of blacks in Atlanta, the Spanish. They want to, I feel like with them, it's like, yo, let's see each other win. You know? Whereas opposed to New York, their mentality is, I want to be the one winning. You know what I'm saying? I want to, because the mentality how we are, you know, you want to be the guy that comes in the car in the summertime. Everybody knows who you are in New York City. You want to be that one person.
Money making Mitch.
But in Atlanta, they don't mind everybody getting money. You know what I'm saying? So I think that's the difference, you know?
Okay. And so you solidifying yourself as a trader, getting into the speaking and everything like that. When did the other investments start to come along the way, and why those specific ones?
Because of the space that I was in and that I'm in, you know, it's like yourself, you know, things start coming to you. Start meeting people, you start rubbing shoulders with other types of people, and people come to you with stuff, you know. How I got into the trucking business, it was somebody that was in my company, and we just talking, you know, I spoke. And then after that, we just talking. He said, I do trucks. And then, you know, I started to inquire, hey, how you get into that? And the older guy, he showed me what to do, he put me on. Boom, that's how I got into trucks. Restaurants, it was, somebody that was in my company introduced me to one of the owners of the sugar factory. He owned the sugar factory in Atlanta in Midtown. And I remember we went to Cheetah's, and we just hit it off. And he was like, yo, listen, I'm about to open up a restaurant. You want to invest? Bye-bye. I was like, why not? So a lot of my businesses came from relationships that I met through what I'm doing, you know? Because one thing I realized, you know, people could want to learn about crypto, about trading, but the people who want to learn about it too, some of them are already good in life, you know? So you never know who you meet in this stuff, you know?
Facts.
So that's why I don't ever try to act better than anybody or bigger than anybody, because I might be in my space, I might be a little bit lit, but this person might be lit in their space way more than I'm lit in my space. You get what I'm saying? So that's why I'm always humble, cool, talk to everybody, show everybody love, because you don't know who you be talking to.
Facts.
You know?
Okay. And so with you having that kind of old school mindset, which you would agree with that, right?
Yeah.
How do you adapt to this new age of social media?
It's different, you know, because like I said, a person could just troll you off and they could have you go to their page, they have no picture and one follower, you know. But I feel like the people, when they weave through stuff, they'll find the real, you know, they'll find the real out there, because it's a lot of BS, you
Facts.
know. A lot of people try to portray something on social media that they're not really off social media. You know, I want to be who I am off social media, not on social media. You know, like you probably run across influencers and stuff, and a lot of these people be broke. A lot of these people don't have nothing, but what they portray on social media, you listen. I lived in Atlanta, so I saw it firsthand. Like, but wow, really? Like, so I just try to be authentic. And whoever messes with it. Whoever don't, it don't bother me.
Nah, facts. And people always try to tell me, oh, you only got 1,500 followers. And I'm like, that's a lot for me. Like, I can't pull up my phone and be like, hit 1,500 people up and tell them, yo, slide. And so I feel like the numbers from social media have gotten crazy.
Listen, this new generation feels like your importance is pertained to your followers. Now, my importance is the people that I can call, that I know I F with and F with me. That's what, if it's 5, I right now I have 26,000 followers. But the 6 people that I call in my life that I need when I need to get stuff done, whatever it is, that's all I need. If it was only them 6 following me, I'm good with that. You see what I'm saying? Because those are the people that I'm going to interact with every day.
Facts.
And do stuff with. That's what matters at the end of the day. Most of these people follow you because they nosy. People follow you to follow you. That's what it is. But it's not like, okay, you can have 1 million followers, but what those 1 million followers what did you use them for? Because if you're still running around here hurting, broke, then who cares if you got 1 million followers?
Facts.
That doesn't make your word better than somebody else because you have 1 million followers, somebody has 1,500. That person with 1,500 is giving you value, is giving you stuff that you can be like, yo, I can take this. This person is just trying to show your life that he or she is not living.
Big facts.
This I always say, like, the girls that always, like, these girls that be on social media is funny because they be living a lit life. But they never show the person that's actually backing them to have that lit life.
Facts.
I be following some girls that they here, they in Greece, they in this and they in that, and you like,
how they paying for that?
You're not paying for that. You ain't got no Amex. And if you do, you're not. That's a lot of money you put on that Amex.
Facts. How you paying that Amex off?
So you can't stunt on me because the person that you're not showing that picture is the one that really is providing that for you. But in social media, everybody want to be lit. Everybody want clout. I don't want clout. I want money. And respect and loyalty.
That part.
Give me those 3. I don't need 1 million followers.
Part.
Because the real one's gonna mess with me outside of social media.
G code.
I go to Chicago, real dudes. When I put up to Chicago, I'm talking about official dudes are with me in Chicago. When I go to LA, official dudes. When I come to Miami, official dudes. When in Atlanta, official dudes. These people, these weirdos can't get around. You know what I'm saying? Those are the people that I want the respect and loyalty from. Now, followers. What is followers? When you in a jam, if I was to go back to sleeping on couches, how many of those followers that I have are gonna help me?
Facts.
Let's be real. You have all those followers for what? For your ego? To tell them, yeah, look, I'm lit on social media, but are you lit in real life? And that's why I see a person like yourself, I respect because, oh yeah, you say you have 1,500 followers, but you got things going on in real life. You got assets. The only thing a lot of these people own is their social media and their last name.
Facts.
That's all they own is their account on social media and their name. They don't own nothing. 3 dudes posting on social media like they living together.
Facts. That's how it be.
Like, yo, I seen that picture before from him, and now I see it from you, and then you. Oh, so y'all live together.
So how do you feel about fake it till you make it?
Never was that.
Mm-hmm.
I always gave you my truth.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, people do it and it works for them.
Mm-hmm.
But I gave you my truth.
Mm-hmm.
I feel that's why everybody respects me. I think that's why a lot of people call me, even people that I don't know and might just know off social media and follow my story, will call me their OG. I might not know them. I never met them, but they'll call me, that's the OG. Because I've always given you my truth.
And that's how you feel like you got to the quotes, because you got a lot of quotes on your page.
That's nothing. I probably got like 700 quotes.
Damn.
That I haven't even, and it just comes to everything I do is freestyle. Even when I speak on stage, I never have it written down. I just get on stage and just start speaking. So I'll come up with my quote as I'm gonna write something. It just comes out. But yeah, you know, I just feel like, man, being authentic, being you is the best thing you can be in life.
Absolutely.
You know? So that's how I try to be. I don't try to be nothing that I'm not, bro.
Facts.
You know?
So for your kids, how old are your kids right now?
14, 12, and 1.
Okay. And so what kind of path, do you have a specific path that you want them to go down? Like, do you want them to get into the same things that you possibly in, or their own thing?
Nah, I would want to just support what they want to do, you know? Because I feel like when you force them to do something that you want, they're not going to do it. They're going to rebel. So all you can do is just try to guide them right, give them some advice, give them some pointers, and then just support what they want to do, you know? That's
so would you leave the stuff that you've cultivated, like your houses, the businesses?
Yeah, all that stuff is getting left to them, of course. Now, what they do with it, hopefully they do something good with it, you know? But I'm going to leave them. I work for them. They're I'm their employee. That's the way I see my life. I'm their employee. They're my bosses. I work for them, you know? So I'm definitely out here trying to leave them something better than what I left, you know? Like none of my kids grew up in the hood. My kids all lived in a house in the suburbs, you know? Because I ain't want them to think that's normal.
Yeah.
You know, it's funny. I see people that I grew up with in high school, and it's like, we grew up in the hood, then they go off, have kids, and they still live in the same hood.
Yeah.
And it's like, what's going to change for their kids? Because if that's what they see, that's what they're going to do. You know? So I like that my kids live in places where, you know, there's extracurricular activities. There's not. I love it. You know, people outside playing music, whatever. But not for them, you know?
So now, to even just do devil's advocate on that, do you feel like that's also going to change the generation of our children though? Because us growing up the way we did, especially in like the hood type environments and everything like that, that molded us to be the people that we are. But we're putting them in a position where they never have to deal with those type of hardships. And so how do they transgress past these moments of where things may not always be provided or okay?
It might have made us because it was forced upon us. See what I'm saying? Like if you was to go back and you really think like, yeah, okay, we can say, yeah, we loved it. But you know what? It would have been nice that at 16 years old, my father could have got me a car and I could have been playing high school sports and I could have been doing other things. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah, it's cool that we grew up like that. But it was because we was forced. Because you ask any kid, yeah, do you want to grow up here where, you know, you can be outside, you can go home, ain't gonna be no violence, there's nothing going on, or you want to grow up where, yo, you walk in, it could be a shootout. Or people out there looking at you that you're scared to like get nice things because you don't know. Yeah, it made us and it's cool. We had no choice. But I best to believe when you have kids, you'll bring them there. I'll bring my kids to the hood. They can see, you know, but you know, you don't want that for them. You want them that, you know, you got nice things. You don't got to worry about somebody trying to take it from you because you're walking down the block. You know, that's why, yeah, it made us hustlers, but it also is the reason why a lot of us never make it because we're such in a negative space. I bet you could go back to your hood and talk about some ideas, and there's gonna be somebody be like, whatever, man.
A lot of people.
Because we're programmed. I don't want my kids to be programmed like that. Because an opportunity comes wealth. An opportunity comes A lot. You know? And sometimes people from where we grow up, we don't take opportunities because we just think, oh, they're trying to get us. It's a scam. It's this. It's that. So we miss out on opportunities because we're so close-minded. Nah, I don't want my kids to grow up like that.
Facts.
You know? We one of the lucky ones.
Mm-hmm.
But there's a lot of people still there.
Never make it out.
You know, I always say this is the hood for you. Rick, you come with a nice car. Buy a brand new car. You happy you worked, you know what I'm saying? You bought your brand new car, you live in the hood, but you got a little apartment, you come with a nice car. It's white. There's gonna be 2 or 3 people in the hood to be like, yo, why you ain't getting red though? When you get it, you get in red. Show me love because I got it, whatever color. That's how people think in the hood. Instead of giving like, yo, that's what's up, my man. Like, man, you should have got that shit in red.
Oh, we ain't got one. Why you ain't help us get one?
You know, I don't want my kids to grow up like that. You know? Because that'll put you, that right there is why a lot of people are where they at in life. Because the way we grew up, you know, we grew up how we grew up. I don't want that. You know? So it was cool for me, but I don't want that for them, honestly.
Nah, facts, fair enough. And so it's the end of 2023. What else you got going on for the rest of the year?
Well, I'm working on another restaurant. Hopefully we tie everything down, and it's gonna be a big restaurant. In New York City. You know, knock on wood. You know, I'm working on doing this book that I should have been done. Working on this book, and you know, just some. I was at a meeting yesterday. You know, it's a big investment opportunity. That is really what I'm focusing on, that because I feel like that's going to be the one. That's going to be the one that just goes. So, you know, and just, you know, being a dad. I like being a dad, you know, and I've been on the road so much. I just want to, for the last couple of months, I want to relax.
Facts. Family season.
Yeah, man. You know, we got Thanksgiving coming, Christmas. And not that I'm going to take off of what I do, but I'm going to enjoy myself, you know? So just working on that restaurant. Like I said, I went yesterday to a business meeting in Dallas. I got some other stuff that I want to work on, you know, for the future that I want to do. You know, I really want to get into this really public speaking space where I'm talking in schools and prisons. So trying to figure out how I could go about that. I was telling you, you know, I'm been wanting to do a podcast. People tell me, do a podcast, man. But, you know, sometimes even myself, I procrastinate, you know, and I'm a risk taker, but I haven't taken the risk yet. You know, that's why I was asking you, what was your steps, you know, because, you know, I want to do it, but I haven't. So I got to get that done. You know, that's one thing that I definitely got to get that done. So that's what I'm going to be working on.
Now, big facts. And so what would be 3 key pieces of advice that you give somebody that is down and out right now?
Number one, the first thing I tell you, man, your situation is only temporary, not permanent. You know, if you down and out right now, it can't get any worse. There's only one way to go is up. So just always look at your situation as being temporary, not permanent. You know, it's not how you start, it's how you finish. Secondly, you have to believe that you're gonna make it happen, you know? Whether you talk yourself into it, you have to keep believing, you have to keep talking to yourself. Even when I was down, I would say something's gonna go my way. So it has to, the odds, you know, something has to go my way. I think talking to yourself, and I think too, like, you know, because I was there and it happened to me, you can't feel sorry for yourself. It is what it is. The situation you're in, cool. You know, I tell you one thing that helped me a lot too. Do you ever have and I think this happens, everybody has this, where you ask God, why me?
Yeah.
Yo, why am I going through this? Why is this happening to me? And I'm going to tell you something that I did, and I swear to God, just helped me immensely. When I stopped saying why me, and I started saying I understand why it's me. I understand why it's me. Because if he would have given this to somebody else, they wouldn't have been able to get out of it. So he put me in this situation because he knows I'm gonna be able to get out of it. And boy, I tell you, when I started telling myself that, like, yo, I understand because I'm a warrior, I'm a fighter. You know, I knew how I grew up, I knew the things I've done. He couldn't, because if he would have gave it to that person would not gonna be able to make it. But he knows I'm gonna be able to make it. So this is why he's giving me this situation. Instead of me saying, why me, God? But I used to always act like, yo, why me? Why me? Why me? Why you putting me? I got kids. Why you putting me? Why am I taking a bus from Orlando to Houston? I got kids. I gotta support my kids. Like, why am I in this? But then I start seeing, I understand. Because you know I'm gonna make it out. You know I'm gonna figure it out. From Brooklyn, I'm gonna figure it out. We from Brooklyn.
Facts.
We always figure it out, man. We take 100 losses, but we gonna get a win. And I started and I tell that to anybody, just change how you think. You know, because there's been people before you that's been in that situation and has gotten out. So if they gotten out, you're gonna get out. You know, you just gotta believe that it's gonna happen. You gotta tell yourself it's gonna happen.
Facts.
Because I always say when things are going wrong, you feel like everything's going wrong.
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? You feel like you walk in this, and it could be sunny, but you got a cloud and it's rain just dripping. No matter, it's sunny over here, but where you walking is raining.
It's hard to look at the bigger picture.
You know? But you just gotta be like, I'm gonna get out of this, man. And that's why I tell people, like, it wasn't easy. I'm not gonna sit here. I'll lie to you if I have self-doubt. I'll be lying if I have self-doubt. I'll be lying if I was like, yo, I don't know, man. I've been in some stuff, but this one, I don't know if I'm gonna get out this way. I used to tell that myself, but then I be like, yo, nah, man, I gotta get out of this. Cause I used to be like, I ain't going out like this, man. I ain't going out like this, man. Hell no. All the stuff I've been through, I'm 7-time felon. Like, I'm not, if I was able to be over there, I'm gonna beat this. You know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't going out like this, man. This ain't gonna be how my story ends. You know, like, nah. Because you know where we from, there's people happy. And I was never gonna give those people that satisfaction to be like, man, he burnt out. He never heard from him again.
And it be your own family sometimes.
It'll be your own friends, bro. That's when you see me, I'm usually 99% by myself. You know? Because, man, the same people that you be around be the same people that want to see you down because you might have more than them. You know? That's why a lot of times, like, I got people that I consider family, brothers, you know, but when I'm on the road, I'm by myself, man. Because I realize everybody not happy for you.
They're not. They
just tell you that because they want to disguise it. So they'll tell you they're happy for you, but everybody not. Even now, all the stuff people talked about me when I was down and out, I know it's killing them. You know what I'm saying? To see me where I'm at right now. That shit gotta living the life that I'm living, you know? And again, I live a modest life. I don't do too much. I'm very regular. Like I said, black t-shirts, some nice sneakers.
But that's what stands out even more, honestly. And I tell people that all the time, like, people like us don't have to take it to the next level because how we move, how we interact, how we just guide our life and what we put back into other individuals around us, you automatically see the level is different.
Yeah, like I said, my biggest flex is that, I was able to go back, and New York, I was able to go back in an expensive area in Jersey, like right next to the bridge. You know, it's expensive.
That toll is crazy.
And it's expensive to live in those areas next to the bridge in Jersey, in certain areas. I was able to go build my house. You know what I'm saying? And I did that to show my kids, like, yo, listen, I was homeless, but look what your dad did. In one of the richest areas in New Jersey. He came and built his own house for you guys. That's my biggest flex. It ain't what I could put on social media. It's what I have. Assets. I built my house, man. I could have built my house anywhere, but I went back to Jersey. Different. My taxes are $26,000. Like, this ain't no joke. Like, my taxes, people's rent in a lot of places, or people's mortgage just on my taxes. That was my flex. Like, yo, yeah, I was homeless. I was doing this for 3 years. I was going, but you know what? Look how I came back. You know what I'm saying? I'm sitting on 14,000 square feet of land, 10 minutes from the George Washington. You know how?
Talk to him.
You know, Cardi B lives around my way. Tracy Morgan lives around my way. Leo Cohen lives around my way. The guy from Def Jam. I see them in the supermarket, at the Stop and Shop or ShopRite, whatever it is. I see them all the time in the supermarket. Tracy Morgan lives like 5 minutes from Cardi B. That's my flex. That I'm living in a neighborhood like that. But that's why, because I was smart with my money. I wasn't wasting it. When I started getting money again, I said, you know what? Man, I'm going to cherish this.
Facts.
Those long nights and those bus. You know what it is to sleep on the floor for two. I slept on the floor for almost 3 months, bro. A hard-ass floor. But I was grateful. You know, he put a blanket on the floor, but I still was on a hard-ass floor. Grateful for it. You know what I'm saying? But I was like, that should have traumatized you, man.
It does.
I tell people all the time, sometimes I still sleep on my couch in my house. So when I wake up, I realize, this is where I came from. So I can't settle. I can't get complacent because I was just here and I could go back here again. People might think I'm crazy, but just, you get traumatized, man.
It's realistic.
Like living like that. Asking people, can I sleep in your couch? Grown-ass man, 30-something years old, asking you, man, you think you could let me sleep on your couch? Because I ain't got nowhere to go. Hoping you say yes. That should traumatize you, man. But that's why I go so hard. That's why I never said I made. I don't say I made it. I don't know. I ain't make nothing yet, bro.
It's like Kobe, job not done.
I still got to get them 3 years back. I haven't gotten them 3 years back. Right now, I might have gotten half of a year back. In my mind, but I haven't gotten them 3 years back. Those 3 years was hell. I don't wish that on my worst enemy, the stuff that I went through. You know what I'm saying? So me, man, I just keep going. I just keep going because I know what it is to really go through some stuff, have nothing. I would say that was the most embarrassing time of my life, like 33 years old, bro, 34 years old, asking people, can I sleep in your crib? Having 2 kids, you know what I'm saying? Like, damn.
That mental fortitude that you got to get there, Lou, my man.
That's why nothing could break me.
Your story is impeccable. And before I even got a chance to even meet you, just looking at your page, how you walk, how you move, how you post certain things, how you don't post certain things, I'm like, he's a stand-up dude. Let me reach out to him. Dan can tell you on one hand I could count how many people I done reached out to be like, slide through to the podcast. People hit us up or people get recommended and whatnot, but certain people have that vibe where it's like, I want to hear this person's story. I want other people to hear this person's story and really just, you're going to touch somebody with this because there's a lot of people that don't have anybody they feel like they can relate to. And you are that type of connection, and you being the person that you are, they're going to get value because you show your authentic self. And I just, I want to give you your flowers for that.
Appreciate
bro.
that,
brother. We appreciate you just being you. We need more people like that in the world, the country, everything, because it's people like you that really paved the way for people to say, hey, it's okay that I'm not okay right now, but I'm going to get back.
And you know what's the crazy part, bro? That if you follow me, you see, like, I'll post the memories. I will talk about it while I was going through it. So it wasn't like it came, not like people see me because I will post it. Listen, right now I'm messed up. I'm sleeping on a couch. I was posting it. I was letting you know what I was going through. Like, right now I'm on this bus. I'm sleeping this month. But hey, it'll get better. And Facebook will, give you those memories. You posted this 6 years ago. I showed you the journey. I put it out there. I wasn't embarrassed. So now when I post those memories, people be like, wow, you really did post what you was going through. I don't feel so bad. Yeah. Ain't nothing to be ashamed about, bro. Like, we all go through stuff in life. I always say there's people that have money that are miserable.
Facts.
Because you know what I realized about money too? You want to get money so you can buy things and bro, money, when you get money, it's really the people that you can help.
Mm-hmm.
Seeing that I could do what I want for my kids, bro, that's all I need in life. I don't need all this other stuff. That's why, I was like, man, when I get money, I'm gonna buy this car, I went and bought myself a brand new X6, something regular, nothing crazy. Because at the end of the day, I'm not where am I gonna post every day that I got a Lambo?
Facts.
Like, come on, like, okay, you get it, cool, but that's not who I am. So I got myself a nice X6, something respectable, and I'm cool with that. You know what I'm saying? Can I get whatever I want? Yeah, but that's still not gonna make me, bro. People gonna mess with me because I'm me, not because of what I have or how I float. Nah, man. When you ask anybody that mess with me, they'll be like, yo, him, he that dude. Because he always official. He always gonna call and check out. You see, watch, you gonna see, I'm gonna be calling you like once a week. Bro, how you? You good? Everything? You need anything for me? Let me know. That's how I am, bro. Mm-hmm. Because I ain't have that. So I'm gonna give it to the people. I'm gonna call you, yo, bro, what's up? Yo, Rich, you good? You need something? Yo, next time I come to New York, come to my spot. Let's eat, sit down. That's the way I go about life, bro.
Facts.
Because all this money shit, that shit could be gone tomorrow. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? But I know I'll get back in position because there's enough people that really mess with me that'll put me on again. Because how I show them love and support. Never no shade, never no hate. If you got more than me, great, bro. I'm the first one posting you, rooting you on. Don't care if you got 10 times more than me. Because when I used to hustle, my OG used to tell me, listen, Lou, I want you to understand one thing. And I want you to always be like this for the rest of your life. I might have this Benz, and you might be working for me right now. I might have this Benz, and you might have a nice Infinity. But you know what? You still got an Infinity, bro. You still got an Infinity. And that's how I always think. You my partner, you might have the Lambo. I might have the X6. Happy for you, but I still got an X6. I'm still him.
Facts.
I'm still him. And I always live my life like that, bro. Never looking at the next man. Like my man Q. My man Ryan, a bunch of people I know got way more than me. I love that for them. When they get the car, I'm just excited for them as them. Am I gonna get one? No, but I'm gonna live through them. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna live through them.
Facts.
Like my man got that though. That's my man. He got that though. And I know if I come down, I'll be like, yo, let me drive. You let me drive it. Mm-hmm. I got my little X6, but I'm okay. You know what I'm saying? Because I still got something. Mm-hmm. We still could go to the same steakhouse and eat.
Absolutely.
Right or wrong?
Absolutely.
I still could pick up the tab too,
Absolutely. No matter who put the car down.
You get what I'm saying? That's how I live my life, bro. Because all that other shit, man, that's just material. That shit material, bro.
Relationships forever.
I stand on who I am. You know what I'm saying? I stand how I live by a code. I always say I live by a code. Certain people won't understand because I'm one-on-one. I'm different. Just like you live by a code. And that brings respect from people. Because I ain't here trying to stun on you. I ain't here trying to act better than you. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna be the one. I'm gonna be the one in the crew making the jokes. You gonna be like, this guy don't shut up. He's just making jokes all day on me. But because, bro, I don't care about the material stuff, bro. We all human beings at the end of the day. Because when you go to the grave, ain't nobody gonna be like, damn, he went to the grave with $10 million. They're gonna say, yo, man, he was a stand-up dude. I messed with him. That's what they're gonna say. They're not gonna say, yo, he went to the grave rich. Nobody cares about that. Because at the end of the day, that's your money. That's not my money.
Facts.
You think people care about what you got? Nah, they care about the person you are. So when I die, they're gonna be like, yo, that was the OG right there. That was a respectful man. Messed with him. Show me love regardless. Whether I was here, down here, he always put in a call to me. You know what I'm saying? Didn't matter if I had nothing, he still would call me. Are you good, my brother? You need anything? Let me know. I'm here. I call people like that. To the people that have, to the people who don't. Yo, you good? Checking on you, bro. I'm here if you want to talk, whatever.
Nah, facts. Big facts. Nah, that's love. That's appreciated. Lou, please tell everybody where they can find you, where they can tap in with you.
Yeah. Tap in with, on my Instagram, Mr. Teacup _ Mr. Teacup _ tap in with me there. Hit me up. Like I said, I answer every DM. Ain't nothing.
Absolutely. This was a championship episode. Story of this, definitely one of the top episodes, and you came out of state and really just the first thing that you do. That right there alone should tell y'all how serious and dedicated he is to just the respect level of, man, he got his luggage here with him. You know what I'm saying? Came from the flight straight here and got here early.
Nah, because let me tell you something, bro. Like, I don't take this lightly. Like, I ain't come on this podcast like, yeah, he wanted me on. I'm me. No, I came on this podcast like, I'm grateful you wanted me on. I looked through your stuff. You've had a lot of good people on. You know what I'm saying? Like, I was like, yo, man, I'm grateful. I was telling my man last night, I was like, yo, man, I'm mad excited about doing this podcast. Because you reaching out, I was like, wow, man, that's what's up. So there's no way I wasn't going to come here and do this podcast. No way I wasn't, because I'm grateful, bro. You don't have to, and that's some real shit. Like, you don't got to reach out and be like, yo, Luke, you want to come on? What? Crazy? Hell yeah. Why not?
Facts.
You know what I'm saying? Like, why not, man? Like, shit. I just met somebody new that we can, exchange numbers, form a relationship. Like, why not? You know what I'm saying?
Nah, most definitely.
So, give, and again, respect to you or everything that you're doing.
Thank
you know what I'm saying? Like I said, keep doing it. And this podcast is great. Like I went through all your podcasts, looked at most of them, and what you're doing is amazing, bro. Like at the end of the day, like, don't worry about who sees it, who doesn't. Just know you still have an impact, and that's what counts. Because the real people who see it, you impacted them. And at the end of the day, that's all that matters, my brother.
Facts.
So salute to you. I want to give you your flowers.
Thank you. So, as y'all heard, y'all can follow him as Mr. Teacup _ on social media platforms. Tap in. We definitely gonna do this again at some point, and maybe we take it mobile. We go check out A Day in Life with Lou. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it'll be fun, man. We'll have some fun. We'll definitely eat some good food.
Absolutely. I'm always down for that. But this is your host, Moneybag Rich. And as we always say, man, make sure you like, share, subscribe. And we look good. We live good. Life is good. Talk to us. We talk back. And we out of here.